Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
What's going on, everybody? Glad you're with us on a Wednesday on the Braylon Edwards Show. I'm Matt Shepard. The man is to my right. It is his show, and Kool-Aid and Ryan are with us as well. It's always good to be with you. I will say this. You know, we come in here with a pretty damn good attitude every single day. Okay. Braylon sometimes plays that really good music that kind of makes you smile. There are certain, I think, certain songs, there are certain types of music that make me smile. Some make me angry, okay, and that's okay. When you're lifting and I've got Metallica on, that's a good feeling for me.
That's definitely a good feeling.
Yeah.
I'm young, Jeezy, but same.
Yeah, to each, right. I mean, Skillet, give me some, I'm awake and I'm alive. I'm all over that, right? That's how I get my extra steps in. That's how I get maybe one extra rep in.
Okay.
But when we're getting here and you've got your speaker and you've got Marvin Gaye and you've got Motown on, I start to feel a little something. It's a toe tapping inside the shoe. It's a nod here. It's a shoulder shake. And I'm like, yeah, I like this. Let's go. Ready to go for another day.
Look, man, it's up to each generation to pass down what the generation before them or the generations before them gave to them. And my fathers, CP, Stan, obviously CP, tad bit older than Stan, my mom, same era, they gave me music. They gave me a lot more. Mm-hmm. But the music that they gave me was all good music, man. CP comes from that era, the original Motown, the Drifters, the original Smokey Robinson still was 19, Babyface, etc. So you're talking about cruising. My dad comes before that cruising was made for us. And then, my dad, my mom, they tap in the 70s, the OJs, the Spinners, the Whispers, homegrown, you know what I'm saying? So for me, when you talk Teddy Pendergrass, you talk Marvin, Motown, we can't forget the ladies, Diana Ross.
Right,
Martha,
the Supremes, yeah.
Well, I was just about to say Martha and the Vandellas. So for me, I just love music, man. And those eras, when you put them on, they just put you in a good mood. They made you think about cleaning up on Saturdays.
Really do,
back
man.
in the day, so.
The Temptations, all that stuff. I would argue this. I understand why some people don't like my kind of music.
Right.
Sometimes, my wife can't stand it. We get in her car, we've got something set for position 1 for her and for driver 2 for me. Yeah. And as soon as I get behind the wheel, immediately, you know what comes on? Ozzy's Boneyard. All right? So it's heavy stuff.
Whoa.
She's like, why does this crap, her word, always come on? And she's got to turn it off, okay? Because she can't handle it. I can understand why some people don't like rap, because that's not me at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know many people who don't like Motown.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Think about that for a minute. If there was one type of music that you could bridge any gap, whether it be generation, race, whatever, wouldn't Motown be that type of music?
100% it would be. And I hear you talking over Kool-Aid. I'll let you tap in. And Ryan, I want you to tap in too, because that's kind of how we first started having our conversation when we first started working together. But for Motown, man, like, music transcends all. We'll start there. Music is the great equalizer. It transcends all. Everything you said, race, where your ethnicity is, whatever. Music transcends all. People can tap into it. And I think Motown, it's like the very fabric of when music started to change, and when you start to see people having fun with music, the sound, the melodies, and a lot of what Motown is still in music today, whether it's pop, whether it's rap, whether it's
big
jazz,
influence.
It still goes. There's samples that you use. So when you're talking Motown, man, you're talking something that may put a lot of smiles in a lot of living rooms, people growing up, and this is before, not necessarily before TV, but this is when music was the premier thing. So yeah, man, like a lot of living rooms. It didn't matter where those living rooms were. Yeah. They could be in Detroit, they can be in Rochester, they can be in Cleveland, they can be in Shaker Heights, they can be in LA, they can be in Inglewood. Yeah. You can be out in Greenwich, or you can be in Harlem.
It's a conversation starter
100%.
too, right? You start talking about some of that Motown music, people are like, "Yeah, I get it," and you're right. It is passed down.
It's passed down from generation to generation, and so that's why it's up to us. Well, your job is kind of already done. It's up to me to pass it down to the Kool-Aids and to Ryan. And Ryan, you're 22, you can jump in. It's up to you to pass that music that your parents gave you, which is this, down to the next generation. Because if we don't pass it down, it's like the griot. Griot is the African storyteller. So he knows all the stories in the village, and he passes them down from generation to generation. Man, you got to get your griot vibe on. Man.
Okay.
100%. It's called a griot. So you're up.
So I would say, for the people who don't know, the Temptations are my favorite band of
Talk about
them
it.
all.
No kidding. Of all time?
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Wow, good
That's
for
why
you.
I say I got to tap you in. We had this
Good
conversation
for
right
you.
before you start working.
That stuns me.
Because I listen to music that makes me happy, or like if again, workout music different, but
Yeah.
I genuinely listen to music to make me happy. The Temptations make me happy, like every song. And by the way, we had an argument with my uncle the other day about what song is the best Temptation song, and I ended it with, I don't think they have a bad song. I really don't. But Motown, I was forced to listen to.
Just my imagination, just to let you know, but that's neither here nor there.
The Temptations, Motown I was forced to listen to as a kid, just because of what my parents had on the car and around the house, and my grandparents and everything. But
there's the influence.
And then going to practices, whether that's soccer practice or basketball practice, my dad always played 80s, 90s rap, so that's where I learned about the LLs, the Eric B, Rakim,
okay.
Tribe Called Quest, all that fun stuff. But it all, like, everything.
Talking Chinese to me right now, but continue.
But it all.
Set the juice. I got enough to go around. You know what I'm saying?
And then my dad mentioned Ozzy's Boneyard. That's what all that on Sirius. So everything stemmed from my parents or my grandparents.
Yep.
My friends never had an influence on music wise, but it all came from my family.
Yeah, I get that.
Cultured Ryan.
I'll tell you, my son's one of my sons is a musician, so he's a lead singer and a lead guitarist for a band called Anti-Ghost. They're rock and roll, but his playlists, he must have.
How was that when he came home and said, "Dad, this is what I want to do," or "This is one of the things that I want to do. I want to be a musician."
Good for you. I mean, way to go. I can't do it. Chase the dream.
Okay.
Pay your bills, but go ahead and chase the
That's
dream.
what I was
Because,
waiting for.
by the way, trying to catch that dream is really hard.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really hard, okay? And you're going to be playing in clubs. You're going to be playing in small bars. He's playing downtown tomorrow night. Actually, I'm going to go. It's tough. It's really hard, and it's been hard on him. Trust me when I tell you that. But my point was, he must have, I don't know, he's got hundreds of Spotify playlists.
I got you.
And a number of his playlists, even though it's rock and roll, even though it's heavy stuff for the most part, he's got a lot of Motown.
Got some elements of Motown and things like that.
No, yeah, absolutely. Now, is his music influenced by that? No. It's probably more influenced by Foo Fighters, Green Day, things like that. But the Motown part, he'll be listening to that on a regular basis because he loves it. You know, and as a musician, he loves the rhythm, he loves the harmony, he loves the music element of it. Like, you listen to Motown, I get why some people don't like certain types of music that I have because it's a lot screaming and heavy guitars. Or rap, same thing, where it sounds angry, right? What Ryan just said, he likes to listen to music that makes me happy. When I hear that music that you play, I can feel the smile. It's like a dog laying down getting pet. You can see the smile on the face kind of evolve.
Here's my thoughts to that. I believe because Motown they mastered real instruments, laying down real instruments on track, like the infamous band. I know my mom's mad. I can't think of the name right now. The infamous in-house band of Motown.
Funk Brothers.
The Funk Brothers. See,
come on, Ryan.
Come with it, Ryan.
The Funk Brothers, if you combine, Taylor Swift,
oh my God,
Prince, Michael Jackson.
Strike one.
If you combine them all, the Funk Brothers have more number ones than like all the Beatles, or even the Beatles, Taylor Swift. I gotta get the exact list, but if you combine all their number one hits, the Funk Brothers still have more number one hits
than the Beatles
in terms of the albums that they've played on. Like they played.
They may not be the headline.
They're not the headliners. They're just players when they record.
That's kind of cheating, but I get
it's cheating. But we're not trying to say they're the best of all time. Just saying what they did. When you lay down those arrangements, when you're hearing horns, when you're hearing guitars, when you're hearing the pianos, when you're hearing the chimes, the cymbals, like this is real instrumentation. Music, like
It's music.
It's frequency. If you tap into the right frequency, it takes the mind, it takes the spirit to a certain place.
Yeah.
And now you laying down some sound on top of that. You have this frequency that's already done its job.
Right.
And now here comes David Ruffin.
Can
Here
I
comes
add
Diana
another layer
Ross.
to that?
Or here comes Michael Jackson talking about who's loving
Somebody
you.
just said that in the chat. Let me add another layer to it. It's not just the music and the sound and the lyrics. It's the movements that they have on stage
The
or in their
choreography.
videos. Just the smooth, how good they look, and how now that to
was
me,
another in-house group. There
Yeah.
was another in-house the choreography guy. I can't think of his name.
right. So you're forgetting a lot. You're getting older. My dad used to say this all the time. Look at how they move. He used to say, "Look at me. That's dancing." Right there is dancing. When you can see the Temptations move together and have that rhythm, that is what music is all about. I love it.
Last thing I would say about that, you're absolutely right. But that comes from Berry Gordy.
Yes.
Berry Gordy,
Yeah.
but wanting to make sure all my groups, regardless of what was going on behind the scenes, let me make sure all my groups have proper etiquette. Like he sent all his female groups proper etiquette classes,
really?
choreography classes.
Didn't know that.
Like functionality, structure, how to walk, how to do that. Those classes. His male artists, they had to be in shape, at least when they were in the studio. Like this is what he professed. So he was a stickler for perfection and
That's
what
cool.
it's supposed to be like. So when you have this guy that just whipping everybody into shape, and then you have these arrangements and these things, it's going to be perfection. So when we're hearing the finished product, like this is amazing, we don't know what it took to get from signing to this album.
Well, right, yeah.
A lot went into that, but I'm saying it was structured.
Yeah.
You don't have structure like that anymore.
Yeah, you're right. It's
structured like that.
And it's so cool. I don't think enough is made of it personally.
Yeah.
Like we got the Motown Museum. It's great. Wish it was bigger.
Renovating, thank God.
Yeah, huh?
They doing some renovations.
I was
put a
just
lot of
going to
money
say,
into that.
I wish it was a little bit bigger. And sure, it gets shown as a scenic on TV for games and stuff, but I'd like to see a little bit more of that, quite honestly. What I think is awesome about Detroit is that it can be viewed as not just Motown music, but it can be viewed as, Eminem has made it quite famous with rap.
Yep.
And
Big Sean.
there's a lot of rock and roll bands and rock and roll acts out of Detroit or Metro Detroit
Hot
that
Chili
say the
Peppers,
same thing.
Guns N'
Okay?
Roses.
Whether it be Ted Nugent, it'd be Bob Seger.
Seger.
All these guys are just, Alice Cooper, badass
true
rock
that.
and rollers, right?
Yeah.
Good golfer too. So all that stuff is the diversity of our city, but the diversity of our musical background is something that connects us all.
I even got to stand up for the diversity and owning the faith-based music as well. The gospel scene, Detroit has been at the top of that.
Aretha Franklin?
Aretha
Yeah,
Franklin,
Aretha
the
Franklin.
BB and CC Winans,
The
Winans
Winans,
family,
the
yeah.
Moss family, the
Good.
Clarks, the Shears.
Clark, they
I
live
stand
across
up
the
for
street
my
from me.
family. The Dents. My uncle was a part of Take Six, one of the most Grammy-decorated groups in the history of vocal arrangements and such. Like Detroit has it all, man.
That's
And
so cool.
This is awesome. Let's
Let's put that in a book. Can we put that in a book? Let's do a book about something like, or let's do a documentary about that.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do a documentary about the vast musical history
Yeah,
that
the
this
Clark
city
sisters.
possesses. Why wouldn't we do something like that?
100%.
Should.
Yeah,
Go ahead, get your camera, and we'll start doing it tomorrow. Okay? All right. All right.
What I was going to say was the Funk Brothers, they have more #1 hits than combined. Elvis Presley, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, and the Rolling Stones. That's what they have more #1
No,
hits
they've
combined.
but they've played. That's a little misleading there. You got to be careful.
I know.
Shep,
Care-
Shep,
No. I'm a stickler for verbiage.
Shep,
I can be a stickler.
but-
They have played on more
Yes.
#1s.
Yes.
Don't say that they have them.
Played, yeah,
Okay.
but they
All
have
right.
more than all those combined, which I think is the most impressive feat.
That's an important part of it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm not being a douchebag about it. I'm just saying it's something that's really important. I love the diversity. I'm glad you brought up the gospel aspect of it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. When we come in here, what were you playing a little bit ago? We started all these different songs are playing through my mind.
Teddy Pendergrass. You an Elvis fan? Okay.
Honestly, not really.
I like the movie.
I'm trying to think. Did I see that movie? I don't think
That
I
movie
did.
was weird.
It was weird.
I
But
knew he saw
It's
it.
a weird movie.
I liked it, though.
Like it was fast paced. It was intense. Like it almost was like, did I take
Who
something?
played
from watching
Elvis?
this movie? I can't think of his name. He's a young guy today. He's starting to be. In
I
a
think
couple
I did
movies.
see it.
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks
I-
was the manager.
He did a great job of being, because I heard that guy was a real piece of work.
He was.
Like, and that he portrayed that well in terms of how he took advantage of Elvis.
I think I did see it.
Yeah.
I saw the Johnny Cash movie too.
I did
saw
see
that
one.
too.
That's a good one.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Walk Hard.
Is it fair to say if Detroit has a music resume,
right,
and we've checked off gospel, and we've checked off Motown, and we've checked off rap, and we've checked off rock and roll / heavy metal if we
Detroit
want.
Rock City.
Yeah. Country might be missing. Am I missing something there? Who am I thinking of that should be a country artist? Uncle Cracker. I mean, he's on some, but I don't think he's a country artist. Kid Rock. Yeah, that's just music.
Yeah,
he's a great musician. That dude's a great musician. I don't know what genre he fits
no comment. He just, to be honest, like he just has a sound where he can. I don't want to say still is the wrong word, but he can use a lot of different genres because of his sound.
He can appeal to different
100%
musical
like that's the nicest thing I can say about Kid Rock.
Yeah. I've met him a couple times. I think he's fabulously talented, incredibly talented.
Yeah. I was also going to say with the music scene too, shout out to the hip hop legends. They come here every single year, and I know Mikey Eckstein just brought my guys out too. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five amongst others, man. Houdini.
It's that rap music.
I used to do like a lot of work.
They come here every year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They come
That's
here
great.
every year.
They're the originators. Like,
yeah.
And where are they playing, may I ask?
Well,
downtown, Harts Plaza.
Last time they were here. They were at the Ritz Carlton.
Oh,
in downtown.
Okay.
Yep. Last time when I went,
Braylon's got a suite there. Yeah.
And it was dope, man.
I know the place well.
I was surprised that they were packed. Run DMC was out here as well.
Oh, nice.
Ice-T was out here. It was a pretty good event. But they love Detroit. They said some of their best shows.
That's so cool.
I'll say
love
this,
that.
And this goes along with maybe music in terms of Motown kind of really creating the blueprint originally. Never be surprised by the outcome at a music concert, a festival, or anything in the metropolitan area in Detroit.
Yeah.
This is one of the few places in the country that will turn up for any artist, any concert. As long as you come in with that energy, this place will turn up and show out. And you'll see tons of artists when they get to the stage, whether it's at the beginning or whether it's at the end. I went to a Maxwell concert with my parents this past summer, and legitimately Maxwell spent the first 20 minutes talking about his very first time coming out here and how Detroit was one of the cities that clamored for him on the radio when he did his first show here 20 years ago. He said it was just an amazing welcome, and you brought me back. I've been back here. I forgot how many times he said, but it's so many times.
Is that the one you went to last summer?
I went to a couple, but this past summer. But every artist, they come up on that stage, either in the beginning, either in the middle, or in the end, and they just profess what Detroit has been to them on their journey. Detroit's one of those cities.
Yeah.
And it always has been.
Why do you think that is?
Motown. Because this is probably one of the first places where you can just come see everybody. And the concerts were great. And the energy was great. So then people remembered that. And then labels remembered that. And managers remembered that. So it's like, no, we have to go by Detroit. We got to go by Joe Louis. We got to go by Cole Hall. We have to go by the Palace, the Pontiac Silverdome, Pine Knob, now LCA. We have to be at the Aretha, a.k.a. Shane Park. Because Detroit.
You like that place.
I do. I love it. Because this is one of the things that has never been a negative.
I remember him going there last year, and he was just like, man, I can't wait to go. And he's talking about the traffic and all that.
One of the things that's never been a negative about the city of Detroit is music.
Yeah.
There's never been a negative connotation
I agree.
about Detroit as it relates to music. So I love it.
Yeah. I think that's a great description of it. I think it's so cool.
Those are bars.
Yeah, I think it's so cool that we can have that conversation about the city. It's something that we should probably brag more about.
True.
Like we talk a lot about our sports, and we talk about a lot of our sports athletes. Like when you're at an event, when you're at the Pistons game, you were at the Amps game, people are like, oh, there's Braylon Edwards. Nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, our athletes are our stars. Yeah. When you go to Los Angeles and you go to the Staples Center, hey, there's fill in the blank, whoever the hell that is, right? We don't need that. Our stars are our athletes. But when
musicians too, because Anita Baker, like when the Pistons were doing their run, who did we highlight every game?
That's
Anita
true.
Anita Baker, Aretha when she was still alive, God rest her soul. Stevie Wonder when he comes in town, we literally like, you know where he's from. You know where his hometown is. Like, and Kid Rock, to your point, Eminem, to your point, we highlight our musicians for sure.
Yeah,
that's what
Anita
makes
Baker,
Braylon,
beautiful woman.
That's what makes Braylon unique, because he's one of our homegrown stars who came up on our homegrown music as well. I think that when you talk about covering it, it hits a little bit different.
That's
when
a
you're
good point.
About a guy like him talking about the music.
I think that's a great point. He's not a transplant who suddenly fell in love with the music. He's
process of becoming
he's
great
real who
include
grew up
that
with the music and can speak intelligently about all of it. Like he could spin records. He could be at a different station. What's that?
I used to DJ.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay.
One of Big Sean's first shows that he did, like kind of in a space here, I had him out to one of my events.
Did you?
I had him out.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
great guy. Cares about the city. Cares about Detroit. Puts it on his back always, even though he lives in L.A., which I have no problem with. But one of his first shows,
Bray?
he was. You said what?
DJ Bray?
That's
DJ a great name.
Be Easy.
Yeah.
Now it'd be DJ Bray. I like that. I was DJ Be Easy back in the day, but DJ Bray.
Did you make money off that?
I
Was
wasn't
this
looking
during
for money, but
college?
I did.
When was this? During college?
Nah, this was in the league. This was
Really?
I was in the NFL. So I wasn't necessarily seeking the cash, but I made it just because it was a part of the gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because it's something you wanted to do.
I was like, yeah, just take that and buy some drinks or something.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Fun times.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm glad you brought up Anita Baker because, God, what a voice.
I saw her a couple years ago when she came back. Yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah,
good musical. We didn't expect to start the show this way, but it was a fun
we
way.
Represented it just in a different way.
Yeah, it just made me think when I was listening to your music. I'm like, yeah, this is really smooth. We're gonna get into a lot of football today.
I forgot what we were here for.
Yeah, I did too for a moment.
We do a whole music show.
I do enjoy talking music. I actually enjoy talking with you guys about music because you teach me some things. I learn some things about it. I've got a lane, and the lane needs to widen. All right.
But you're here for it, and I appreciate.
Yeah. So getting that done, and hopefully I'll tap into that as we move forward.
You know,
who knows? I may surprise you coming up.
Nothing like a good tap in.
Nothing like a good tap in,
especially on a golf course.
Yesterday I wanted to get to the quarterback discussion with Braylon. Didn't have time to do that because we had some really good football discussion all the way up until the mailbag. We will dive into that when we come back. Also, was looking for some support from this crew during a text chain. Did not get it. That's next on the Braylon Edwards Show after we hear this from Martin Jakes and Ben Johnson, who's always there to support you.
Yeah, sorry I didn't support you, but Ben Johnson will have those same issues. Corporations, the government, even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation. Don't let them do that. And the way you do that is you contact Ben Johnson Law, and how you do that is benfights.com. VEN is the name. When something goes wrong, make him your first call. He and his team, they'll get you everything you need. And the cool thing about him is it doesn't matter if it's a settlement or a verdict. They're here for all the smoke. So let them be the very first person you contact. Benfights.com.
Art and Jakes, people in the chat have said Ryan's an old soul. That's good because of what he said. That's a great thing. Yeah. I'll tell you what else.
I'll take it.
You should take it, and it's a beautiful thing to have. It's a beautiful thing to be going to Art and Jakes and watch your favorite sporting event. They've got 6 locations throughout the state of Michigan, and they've got wall-to-wall coverage, over 80 TVs, 22 draft beers on tap. They've got a menu stacked with fan favorites like wings and wraps and signature fairway burgers, specials. Like, it's Wednesday, right? So it's fajitas and margaritas Wednesdays. Go watch the Pistons kick the crap out of the Bulls, enjoy some fajitas, have a few margaritas, don't drink and drive, and enjoy at Art and Jakes. The fan club is large, so is the menu, and every game day is a winning game day.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Essential with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. It's the gym for you. Now, when you come to Planet Fitness, there's no judgment. No judgment at all. Everybody's working out to the beat of their own drum, and they're getting it in as you will be. We want you to start your journey with Planet Fitness and feel comfortable. And also, we want you to know that the gyms are squeaky clean. That is very important. It always has been, especially since you know when. Now, when you come in there, we will get you right, and there's trainers on site to give you the help or the push that you may need if so needed. Planet Fitness, over 2,700 in the country. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
2,700?
Because they the gym.
Wow, that's incredible.
They're him or her or whatever the version of that is.
You know what else is incredible?
No judgment.
What else is incredible is the taste of Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. No bubbles.
Tap dance.
It's just a clean, crisp sip with real vodka, real iced tea, and only 100 calories. You want to make sure when you're watching your sporting events, you're not getting full, you're not getting bloated. You want that for your food, not for your drink. Thus, Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea will help you with that. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please drink responsibly.
And we are back.
We got some breaking news. This is the fun thing about this show. We get to break a lot of news. So how do we want to do this? Let's give the Lions news first. Kool-Aid's got the breaking news. Not that this is breaking, but Jahmyr Gibbs has been named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. It's not a surprise, right? But he joins Barry Sanders, according to the Lions PR, as the only Lions running back to win the award multiple times.
I think this is his third time.
Isn't that crazy?
Third or fourth time. Now, he deserves a win. Look, man, they were looking for Jahmyr Gibbs. The season that he had last year, it left you like wanting more. It left you saying that this guy's going to take that next step. They're featuring him as RB1. Start off a little bit slow, but the last 2 of the last 3 games, he's figured it out. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers game and this game. This is a really good sign at this point in the season, especially going into this game against Philly. So congratulations to him. 3 touchdowns and 178 yards of total offense, if I am not mistaken.
Can I give you a curveball?
Throw it to me. Pause.
How would you use him most effectively? If you were the offensive coordinator, if you were calling plays, how would you use him to best suit him, do you think?
Stretch zone, screens, and then screens that become decoy passes down the field. 100%. That's how I would use him. Stretch zone, screens, and then decoy screens to get the ball down the field to J-Mo, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or insert tight end wide receiver there. I think that's where he's most effective. Whenever he stretches to the side and you give him two-way goes, he can go inside, he can get to the outside or be creative. That's when he's in his bag, as they say. He has really, really, really good hands. I would dare say great for a running back. Like, that's what I would do most with him.
Earlier this year, folks, in case you don't join us on Thursdays, please start joining us on Thursdays because it's Braylon's Breakdown. But when Detroit had played Chicago, Braylon broke down a specific play where Sewell and Ratledge were on the right side, almost comboing, and then Ratledge left, moved upfield, and Jahmyr Gibbs, go back and look at it. Jahmyr Gibbs could have gone to the outside, Braylon said, or could have gone to the inside. I think that's what you're
100%.
referring to, right? Okay, good, good. Yeah, 142 against Washington. In addition to that, he had another 30 yards receiving, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Tampa, 136 yards and 82 yards receiving. 2 really impressive.
That's 400 yards of total offense in 2 games. Just throwing that out there.
You'll take that, right? Yeah, you'll take that.
Oh, by the way, 5 touchdowns.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what it's about. You got to get past the goal line, and that's what he did. All right, breaking news now. Ryan needs to control his laughter and his smiles and his giggles.
This is so fun.
Oh, you know what? We almost need to. Ryan, you have the honors.
Okay.
You're going to
give it to Ryan. Okay.
Michigan State. Lil bro, say doing Lil bro. So Michigan State, there's a couple of things we got to get going. So they provided.
Why is Michigan State relevant today? This has to be good.
So this goes back to Mel Tucker. He played
what?
He played 3 ineligible players during his time.
Tuck coming.
So, literally and figuratively, from 2022 to 2024, they have to vacate all 14 wins. So there's that. Mel Tucker has a 3-year show cause. And then a couple of assistants have 5-year and 6-year show causes, a couple recruiting violations as well. Now Michigan State is on probation for 3 years and a $30,000 fine.
Mel Tucker, the gift that keeps on giving. I want to know about that 2021 season.
Wait. Hey, do you mean to tell me that this was a bigger hammer dropped on Michigan State than any at all during the Michigan soccer?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think it matters.
It doesn't.
Who cares? I mean, you can giggle all you want.
Their 14 wins don't do anything for their program.
No, it didn't do anything. No, I'm serious. I mean, it didn't do anything for their program. Yeah. You're 100% right.
They probably would have.
They told people to take away wins by the Fab Five. Did they take them away? Did you recognize it, or did you still think they went to certain things?
I did in the rafters. It was pretty empty up there. It's pretty bleak.
Well, for them, but there's pretty good guys up on the rafters now.
True.
There's plenty of there would have been Final Four appearances for the Fab Five.
2 and players.
Okay,
3.
No,
oh yeah,
2
2 back to back. Yeah.
2, right? No Big Ten titles.
No.
No championships.
No.
Okay, whatever. Okay, maybe somebody's jersey should have been retired. Well, I would think.
2.
Yeah, probably 2. Jalen and Chris Webber, I would think.
In that case, 3.
Well, we can debate that. Trey Burks is up there. I've always felt the Fab Five, this is my personal opinion, overrated. You know, the best team in Michigan history is 1989. They won the national championship. They did what they were supposed to do. Fab Five did not. But my point is, you don't look at those as not being part of Michigan basketball lore. I don't think this. Louisville supposedly was supposed to surrender the national championship in 2013.
Yeah.
Who's the national champion?
Well, it's
2013.
It's Louisville. I mean, I don't credit it as Michigan. They still lost the national championship. Louisville lost
by the block on Peyton Siva.
Exactly. I don't care about the other
I don't care about the other stuff.
Right. Where Trey Burke met him at the rim.
Just go back and listen to my call of that.
And there was 2 3-pointers that we made with blatant fouls. Both would have been and ones. We didn't get that. And then
all the highlights are
I
Jim
remember
Nance and
screaming the
CBS, and I
same
get
stuff
that.
on my TV.
But listen to my call of that, and you'll understand my feelings on that block. Yeah. Okay.
You said the Fab Five's overrated.
I agree with Shep.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. You called that?
When they win.
No.
Michigan basketball for 15 years.
I don't have.
Thank you.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with you saying they didn't win anything. But when you're talking about 5 freshmen going to the championship 2 years in a row, they were freshmen, then they were sophomores, and they went back and got there, and they played against 2 of the greatest teams at that era. I wouldn't say overrated. I would say they talk about them maybe a little too much for not winning.
That's a better way to put it.
But they're not overrated.
That's a better way to put it.
But I see what you're saying, and I agree with some of that.
Totally agree. Right. Yeah. So misphrased on my part. I'm a stickler for words. Your words are better than mine.
You know, Jalen, man. That's where I got part of my name from. I'm like, hold up now.
Well, I mean, yeah. We can be friends with guys. I like Jalen too. I admire Jimmy King's a friend of mine. I admire what those guys did. I do. Yeah. All I'm saying, anytime people talk about Michigan basketball, it's like, oh, the Fab Five, great with the black socks and the baggy shorts. I'm like, what about 1989? Because they won the national championship. Trey Burke led his guys to a national championship.
And they talk about them just like that and give them that love.
Trey Burke resurrected.
I think you...
Because of when I called games, that's what everybody referred to.
Now it's Trey Burke.
Now it's more Trey Burke.
It's more Trey Burke. I just look at it like this: to have that type of target on you as an 18-year-old and have to deal with that and go all the way to the distance, and then you drop the ball at the end, proverbially. But that's tough. 18 years old, 5 of you guys, and you get all the way to the distance. That's tough because they legitimately were pointing at them all season long, and they still got there.
Earlier this year, you and I had a conversation about Arch Manning. You said, look, he's the one who brought it on, or his family did.
Right.
Those guys brought it on themselves.
Yeah, but
you want to point the finger at them? That's because they're the ones doing this stuff. Right. They're doing all the signs. They're doing all the picture taking, and they're the ones,
But
look at us.
They still got there.
Yeah, I know.
They dealt with it and still got there. That's
I'm not discrediting.
Like if Arch gets to the national championship, I'm like, look. Can you believe what he did and having to tolerate all that? Although they got 3 losses, they shouldn't be there. And we could talk about the college football playoff. Like, are we just going to have everybody SEC? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. This is why I did not want 12 teams in the SEC. I said that when they first started this. You now are lobbying for a 9-3 team to potentially get in. There should never be a national champion that loses 3 games. I digress. But yeah, if Arch is able to get there somehow towards the end and he was able to deal with all that, I would have the same respect.
But that's interesting. Can we take that?
Let's keep going.
I never felt like the 12 team. This is surprising. That's what I love about this show. We can go in so many different directions. Yeah. I never liked the 12 playoff team either because all these people who were crying for it, I thought, you're the same people who years ago were bitching about how much money these programs are making.
Yep.
How some of these certain games or certain bowl games are ridiculous to have because, look at them. It's just a money grab. You don't think a 12-team playoff is strictly a money grab, but all these people are trying to tell me, yes, this is what's best for college football? No, it's not. It doesn't solve a damn thing. In the end.
And it allowed more teams in, and that's what they were really getting after those schools complaining. We want our team to have a shot. We want to be in, fine. You want your team to be in, win your conference. You want your team to look the part. Like that 12-game stuff. Hey, now I got to see Boise State get blown out by Ohio State. I got to see SMU with a fake 12-0 get punished.
Yeah, right.
Like Boise State, give them a shot. Let them in. We did, and what happened to them?
Yeah,
so
right. And SMU. Right.
That 12-game, it just bothers me because, look, you may not be a fan of the BCS, or you may not be a fan of the 4, and maybe you wanted 6. 4 is the limit for me. Like, there doesn't need to be 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. There are only 4 teams that deserve it to win a national championship, in my opinion, every year.
So how would you do that?
Go back to 4.
No, but my problem with the 4 at the time was who's voting on it. So there has to be, we talk about the NCAA needing guardrails all the time, right? So I need to know why, more than anything else, who and why are voting for specific teams. When you have
not Heather Dinich, I tell you that.
Not
Heather Dinich.
Think about it today. I'm glad you said this. So if the playoff were to start today, the 12 teams, the college football playoff, BYU would be in because they're 12.
And we saw them.
And we saw them against Texas Tech, right? If you don't think that Miami and Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech have a legitimate gripe, you're wrong. They absolutely do compared to BYU. That's why I don't think it solves anything. I think you're always going to have an argument of a team that might be rated lower but still believes they belong.
Yeah, and I agree 100%, man.
So you want the 4.
It was a sacred, coveted thing. It wasn't perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect.
Correct.
There was only one thing that was ever perfect, and he's back in heaven. Like, look, at the end of the day, 4. I wanted the 4 because they convinced me. With the BCS, I was fine with that. You know, you get 12 versus 12 or whatever it was. You can be head up and usually it'd be a team underneath, and that team typically had a chance to be co-national champ. Happened with LSU, happened with Auburn, happened a couple times. So it's like, you know what? That's the answer for that.
And the conference championship games actually meant something.
100%. It wasn't perfect, but conference championships mattered. You can always be a co. USC beat us in 03. Well, technically it would have been 03 season. The 04 Rose Bowl, they beat us, and then they co-national champ with LSU. That's fine. 4 even was okay. 4 is even okay because, you know what? Come down to 4 teams. Sometimes the SEC has Georgia and Alabama. It's like, look, is it Georgia? Is it Alabama? Michigan, Ohio State, or whatever? You can figure it out. You get to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's too many teams.
There's too many variables. Would you just take the Power 4 conferences and just take the champions from each?
See, now it's like, now with the NIL and transfer portal, like it's tough.
Yeah.
Like it's tough, but I don't know.
So, for example,
to the point where
just for example, right now you'd have 2 Big Ten and 2 SEC
Ohio
teams.
State and Indiana.
And you'd have Texas A&M and Alabama.
I'm fine with it.
You would be fine with that. The complaint might stem from Georgia, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Oregon.
But Georgia, you shouldn't have lost to Alabama.
Right. And Oregon shouldn't have lost to Indiana.
And they beat you head up, so they don't really have a complaint.
So when you get to a Big Ten title game and it's Ohio State and Indiana, you would take one of those? Is there a chance? What if a team, these are always what ifs.
That word eye test is what messed all this up. The eye test.
Well, what do I always say about the eye test?
The eye test, because now
whose eyes are we using as a test?
Right.
If I'm using your eyes, they're I think they're a little bit more valued than our eyes.
Condoleezza Rice.
I know ball.
Like, my eyes are going to be a little bit different than Condoleezza Rice, who was on the first college football playoff committee.
Yeah, she didn't have the only vote, but she was on it. Yeah.
But I'm agreeing with you, Shep.
Yeah, and why would she be on it is what you're asking.
That's what I'm saying.
Who should be on it?
I think former coaches.
Do you worry about possible friendships?
Biasness?
There? Yeah.
It's going to be there, but I think
I
they still will be more honest in the system that we have.
I think you're right about that.
Trust the devil you know.
Here's my only issue with that. Are those coaches watching on a regular basis? Look, I hate to tell people this. I'm sure you already know this. All these coaches polls, do you honestly think Sharon Moore or Jonathan Smith are voting on that?
No.
They don't have time to sit there and watch all these other games. They have to worry about their own team and then the
might
next
be to help
opponent.
us out, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking. Because that happened to us before in the coaches poll. That wasn't a shot at Sharon. I have to educate you. That was a shot at Tennessee and how they played us with Phil Fulmer and Tom Osborne. That was a shot at that situation, not Sharon.
Yeah,
I have to tell the people.
Yeah, Tom Osborne with Nebraska.
Braylon took a shot at Sharon Moore. No, he didn't.
Okay. So you understand where I'm coming from there, right? I don't think those coaches can vote it. If you had former coaches, Nick Saban's name comes to mind, of course.
100%.
He does TV. Chris Peterson does TV on Fox.
Yeah.
Wouldn't.
Urban's a crook, but Urban. Urban's a crook, but Urban.
He would be citing as
he's honest. He's honest with the exception of.
Oh, come on. He's the Ohio State bias there is blatant.
But it doesn't even have to be Ohio State bias because they're there. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, Ohio State's typically going to be there, so you can't even necessarily do it. Okay. Michigan is the only thing that he would be biased on.
Okay.
Yeah, he would hate on Michigan. Outside of that, he'd be bad.
And I'm trying to think of some of the other coaches. I don't know who does coaches TV and SEC, who's an analyst on the SEC network, but like Jerry DiNardo was on the Big Ten.
Dave Weinstein.
Howard Griffith, I think, does a really good job in the Big Ten network. I would like somebody like that.
Illinois.
I think there are some analysts that you could use.
Yeah.
Okay. If Gary Danielson, he's retiring this year. Okay. If Gary Danielson were on that, I would feel pretty good about that. I think he could do that without bias.
I put Dan Orlovsky on it.
I think you could do that too, although his main job requires so much film on the NFL, that might be a little challenging, but he's a name, yeah.
Also, he knows these quarterbacks a lot of times. When they come in, he knows these schools. I think he knows a lot more.
Would you do John Gruden?
Hey, what's going on?
For the meme,
When I say would you do John Gruden, I didn't mean the imitation, but that's a good one. I like it. What's going on?
For the memes, yes.
He's someone I never got a chance to talk to, be in the same room, man, get interviewed by, overlap. Like, I always would have welcomed that. Like, Just because I think it would be a fun conversation.
Yeah.
Not saying I love John Gruden. Like,
No, I know.
No, but I think there is some brilliance to how he understands the quarterback position. Not necessarily a head coach, but as understanding the quarterback position, he's brilliant in that regard.
Does that mean that he could look and judge college football games, though? Just because he can judge quarterbacks, I wonder if he could judge college football games. I think what would be really important is to take certain analysts along with some of the coaches. I don't want to make the committee too big, but if you had a 12-man committee.
Booger McFarland.
Booger McFarland. Okay.
I just like that name.
I do too. I wouldn't want to be called that.
AJ McCarron's
I've been called worse. If you had Greg McElroy, who does games.
Yeah, Greg's
okay.
good.
So you had him. All right, and you had Charles Davis, who does games.
Okay.
And you had Nick Saban, and you had Chris Peterson. You had a few coaches and a few analysts.
Brady Quinn.
Joel Klatt, Brady Quinn. Yes.
Hey, shout out Brady Quinn.
Shout out my boy.
So those guys all who are really good at what they do, that's their job. Their job is to focus on college football and watch as much as they can possibly consume.
I wouldn't trust anybody from Fox, man. You know, they up for the highest bidders. You know, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just jokes. Just jokes.
Would you put Herb Street up there?
I think Kirk Herbstreit's excellent at what he does at the collegiate level. I don't like him on Thursday Night Football. I think he's excellent as a college football analyst. Yes, I would have him part of it.
There's only one thing I like about Kirk Herbstreit as it relates to the NFL. I love that he has all the knowledge from covering those kids in college.
Yeah.
So when he gets to the NFL, when he's talking about it, he takes you on the journey as he's talking about them in between plays. He said, you got to love Emeka Ibuka. I remember when he was a sophomore at Ohio State, you know, these are the things that we saw. He was great at these routes. I remember them. He takes you through that, so now by the next time, you're like, ooh, I want to see that route. What does it look like? He's been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
That's what he does well.
Yeah.
Outside of that, he's just trying to keep Al Michaels up.
I tend to agree with you on that.
He's trying to keep Al up.
That poor son of a gun, man.
Yeah.
He was helping Lee Corso
It's your
stay
turn.
up. Yeah, he was keeping Lee Corso up for a long time.
Lee
And
almost
did a
broke
great
him.
and did a great job with it. By the way.
In the wise words of our own Spencer Raxter, Kirk Herbstreit just babysits old people.
Yeah, he did put that out there.
That was
pretty
actually
funny.
pretty
Yeah, that was really funny. But I think he does a good job. So that was my idea. If you're going to have that committee, that's who I'd like to see. I don't want to see athletic directors. Okay, of schools. I want to see people who watch games because the ADs, don't kid yourself, they're watching their teams.
Yeah,
and they're watching their conferences. How much are they paying attention to the others? When they get serious about that, when the College Football Playoff Committee starts to get serious about that and put the right people in place and admittedly say, these guys know more than I do, then I'll start to believe it a little bit more.
That's fair, because then at least, look, we know 12 isn't going anywhere. You cannot put the genie back in the bottle.
Right.
But at least if done that way, Shep, you'll get a governing body that is really looking at these 12 teams, and they're putting together the best 12 teams so that you can get a legit playoff. You can get a legit tournament. Till when the end happens, I'm like, all right, bet. Like watching that Ohio State Notre Dame game, and no disrespect to either one of those schools because they're both rivals, I was like, this is what I got?
Yeah.
Like this is what it comes down to. This Notre Dame team, and all right, sure.
So
that's what you're selling me.
I would take a lot of them just because, like you mentioned, the eye test.
Yeah.
All right. I would love to get their thoughts on that field. Do you think it's going to stop at 12? I think next year it'll be 12 again, and then I worry about it.
16.
That's what I worry about. I worry about 16, and I was talking with Sean Baligian last night. He does the mornings here on Woodward Sports, 8 to 10 every morning. Shout out. He thinks they're going to go to like 24.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I think they're ultimately going to go to. They're going to go to every team that's ranked. It'll go to every team that is ranked. And it's 25 teams in the rankings. So they'll just drop one team off. Maybe.
So then for just a
Less
moment,
games.
for just a moment, and just a moment on Braylon's breakdown
That's
the
nuts.
Braylon Edwards show, I will go ballistic. And the reason I'm going to go ballistic is because how many games are they going to play? So you have 12 regular season games now. If you had 24,
now, you double it. It's 18.
Last year, what did Ohio State have? 16 games? It's an NFL schedule.
15.
Was it 15 or 16?
I think it was
12,
15 because
13, 14.
they didn't go to the Big Ten championship game.
That's right.
So, I
So
think
12,
it was
15.
Tennessee, Oregon. No, they played 16.
Shep is actually correct.
Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame, and then the 12.
So imagine if they had beat Oregon. So now they play 16.
Yeah.
Oh no, I guess they would have got a bye.
They would have gotten a bye.
So 15.
Yeah. But either way, it's an NFL schedule.
So now that's
what more do you want from these kids? And if you get 24, I don't know how it would work.
Yeah.
But to me, it sounds like there's more games added to your schedule. And if they want to peel it back, you know what's going to happen. They're going to take away the non-conference stuff. They're going to take away and who does that hurt? That hurts the mid. Well, it hurts the mid-major guys. It does. It hurts the mid-major guys. And all these mid-majors, they might as well just get rid of their football programs, for crying out loud.
Here's a good question. When does anybody go into class? Just throwing it out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but we're all about the student-athlete.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's such bullcrap. It really is, and it's really frustrating. Anyway, that's what – I think it's going to be 12 again next year.
Yeah.
I worry about that barn door being open the following season. You're going to get between 16 and 24, and they're going to see dollar signs left and right, and they're going to say, let's do it some more. Let's expand it more. Because people will be upset about it, Braylon, but they're not going to stop watching. They can complain all they want. They're not going to stop watching.
What did the NCAA basketball tournament originally start with?
30.
I was going to say 30-something.
Nothing ever stays the same.
Nothing.
It always moves forward. And once you see that there is profit, and once you see there's major profit, we're just going to keep on going.
That's right. Well, when people say, I always laughed at this, they got to cut the baseball season back. I used to say all the time, from what to what? From 162 to what? And they'd say, I don't know, 150 games. And I said, okay, so you're talking about 12 games, 6 home games. Do you think an owner at a conference table is going to vote yay for losing 6 home games when if you had, let's just say 30,000, okay? 180,000 people, $10 a ticket. You do it. You do the math.
Not if I'm the Dodgers where they charge $24 for one beer. Hell no. I don't.
Sounds like somebody speaking from experience there.
Dodger Stadium is so expensive.
It is.
But
it's awesome.
It 100%. It's one of the ones where when you're there, you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
Because some elite stadiums we talked about a little bit with Lambeau, you can still feel the magic. And Dodgers is one of those stadiums where you're like, oh yeah, there's Sandy Koufax.
Yeah.
It was like, this time was sort of in this area right here.
When I go into Dodger Stadium, I just sometimes stand and look around and go, this is the way baseball was meant to be played.
Yeah.
There are certain places you feel that way. Fog Allen's a little like that for college basketball. What were you going to say, Ryan?
To your point, Braylon, it started off with 8 teams and 39, and then kind of the next 10 years it kept doubling, and then in 1985 it's been 64 ever since then, but it just kept doubling every 10 years.
But remember, then they had the play-in tournament.
Yeah, now
so
now
they added that.
Right.
So
NIT.
They found NIT is actually older than the NCAA tournament.
See, every once in a while you learn something.
So what they do, that used to be the
major.
That used to be the major, right? And now they've got that other one. What's the
CBA or the CBI, College Basketball Invitational.
Yeah, the CBI.
Well, Ryan be on it.
So the CBI is
college game.
Really?
I appreciate it.
I mean, come on, give me a break, right? So that's where you're looking at things where they may not expand. They're going to expand it from 64. There's no question about it. But they find different ways to make their money.
I never watched NIT except one year. Michigan won. This would have been 03?
Yeah, I know.
02. Michigan won, and it was funny because they came back and they were wearing their T-shirts and hats, and they were wearing them on campus. I felt so bad. I was looking at them like, man, y'all want an NIT, man, get out of here. We're going to take that shirt off, put some regular clothes on.
The only thing
I'd just be like Ohio State, too, my junior.
What I do appreciate about the NIT is the kids get to keep practicing, and I think that can be very beneficial. I really do. I'm not saying you should be bragging about it and, come on, everybody, let's go do this and stuff like that, because I've called some NIT games, but I do believe it can be beneficial for the kids. I'd rather go. I wouldn't want to go 2 years in a row, but I'd rather go than not go at all and have my kids twiddling their thumbs at home.
To your point, you're not trying to make it a habit.
That's right.
Yeah, let's not make this a habit.
No. And let's be careful on how we promote it and market it from a school standpoint. We're going to dive into some quarterback talk when we come back. I do want Braylon's thoughts on something. I do want to get people's thoughts in the chat on the lack of support I got in a little bit of a disagreement.
I got to go back and check this out. Man. I don't know
we'll do that when we come back on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from, Smoothie King. Tomorrow, high school Smoothie King, Braylon Edwards, high school player of the week, and hopefully we've got
Yes.
Possible.
Yes, and yes. I will come through tomorrow.
You always do.
I will come through tomorrow with the smoothies. I will come through with the ICA bowls, and also I will bring some of the avocado toast. Hey, yo, you know who it is. Be easy, Braylon Networks.
You like avocado toast?
And I want to invite you to part of something special. Yes, because it's very healthy. Our Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week program is all about recognizing student athletes in Southeast Michigan who bring hustle, leadership, and a big impact to their community. Every Friday, we'll give a shout out. This Friday, it is Thursday. So one standout athlete right here on the show. At the end of the 12 weeks, we will have an SK12 party, and it'll be a vibe. We will have them in the studio. We'll get a chance to go back and forth and kick it. Scan the QR code on the screen right now to nominate someone you know, but making sure that person is deserving. And also pull up on Smoothie Kings. Like I said, it is the real ingredients that I love about Smoothie Kings, including real fruit.
It's so good, too. It really is. You know, you want good service these days. It's hard to find. It really is. Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning has proudly been serving Metro Detroit, your neighbors, for over 40 years, giving them reliable service and treating customers like family. Check out their website for some of the great work they've done, sharonsheating.com. And DTE gas customers get a free furnace tune-up through the end of 2025. Whether it's heating, whether it's cooling, whether it's air conditioning, whether it's in-home generators, Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning is the place to go. Free instant estimates for equipment replacement and online filter purchasing directly from the website. No middleman, just go right to their website, sharonsheating.com. Call them today, 734-238-3805. That's 734-238-3805, and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports.
Outkick Your Coverage is back. It's year 3 of celebrating ugly guys with hot girls. What up, though? Caleb Williams, he's right there on the screen. Woodward Sports Insurance, Heating and Air Conditioning. They want to reward you for outkicking your coverage. That's right. If your significant other is hotter than you, you could win tickets to the Detroit versus New York football game on November 23rd. So find the best pic of her with the most average-looking one of you and post it on X or Instagram. Make sure that you tag at Woodward Sports and use hashtag WoodwardOutkick to get your entry in. We will announce a winner on Friday, November 21st. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers inside of Ford Field. So find the best pic of her with the worst pic of you and show us all how you outkicked your coverage from Woodward Sports Insurance, Heating, and Air Conditioning. I can tell you this. There's already people hitting us up with their pictures. There's already one guy. He hit us up not just in the social media on the timeline, but also in the DMs too. Just try to make sure you can get those tickets. So get a jump on this thing and make sure that you find yourself at that game.
Yeah, and then when you win those 2 tickets and you go to the Lions game, make sure you bet Lions money line, and when you do that, you use Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. If you're a first-time user, use code Woodward1000 or scan that QR code on your screen. If your first bet does not hit, you get that money right back. Maximum bet of $20 or maximum bet of $1,000, minimum bet of just $20. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
And we bet. Any super chats you want to get to before we dive into this conversation? The first hour flew by. Love the music conversation. Love the college football talk. Really appreciate the perspective from everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple super chats here. One from G Major DJ. Number 2 crown in the chat today. $1.99 super chat. You can probably understand where we're going here. The music stuff. He says techno started here as well.
I didn't know that.
I like techno.
100% started here. What happened was Chicago had the deep house kind of like moving by at the same time as Detroit, and then what Detroit did was we created the techno sound. So it was very different, and they try to take credit. No, you cannot. Detroit created that sound. Like,
no, you cannot.
No, I'm not being he's not lying. He's like 1984, 83, okay. And then it rocked and roll, and they did Techno Fest in 94. They opened up. It used to be free, and now it's movement. And movement.
Oh yeah, movement.
Movement's probably to go to the whole weekend VIP is probably like $200.
How do you know so much about music?
I love music. Music is like.
I get it. I like music too, but I mean, you're a walking encyclopedia for Christ's sake. I mean, you are Casey Kasem back in the day. You're this year's version. You're a black version of Ryan Seacrest.
I was.
Am I wrong?
No.
Tell me I'm wrong.
He puts on some smooth clothes, but
no, not as smooth as yours.
I appreciate that. No, music is just part of lifeblood. Like I said, my mom, my dad, everybody in the family. It's just it is the city is Detroit, but.
I learn a lot about music when I talk to Braylon. It's really cool.
I do like a little techno music, more of like the EDM kind of. They've been playing on Wednesdays. I don't know if you've ever house music. That's when I got into college. But I don't know if you noticed, like on Wednesdays, Lady Jane's plays like house music playlists. And when you guys are talking, I'm like sitting here vibing and everything. Like,
You're not listening to the conversation.
They just played, because music's playing.
I heard some.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
They played an Axwell song maybe like 2-3 weeks ago that I heard. Axwell from Sweet House Mafia. So
I love Sweet House Mafia.
I definitely heard it in there. I know a little something.
But no, like they played one of my favorite songs like 20 minutes ago, and I was just like, This is sweet.
You're digging it.
That's the thing about house music, though, is like house music may be one of the only genres that you can say my
Can you
favorite.
explain house music? I'm sorry, just in case people don't know.
House music might be one of the only genres where you can say my favorite song and not know who the artist is.
Yeah,
like
that's a good
sometimes,
point.
like that was the beginning of my house phase. Like, man, this song is amazing. Like, who sings that? I have no clue. Like, I can't tell you to save my life. And then you start diving into it. It's beats, melodies, percussions over rhythmic music that has a consistent flow, has a consistent feel, has a consistent
Like a
vibe,
dictionary.
consistent flow. And as you get into it, it starts to change, and it really just takes you on a journey. It's journey music.
It's Webster.
Yes.
I'm going to call you Webster. When we start talking about music, I'm going to call you Webster from now on. He gave a description that would come out of a dictionary on what techno music is. So there you go. Good job, Webster. More.
We got a DJ that used to be here, DJ Choff. Some of his music is in our system, and early on we did some content together, and he had me go with him up to Muskegon for the We Discover Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Big fest, car festival as well.
Pistons
Shep
must not have
would
been
loved
playing
it.
that day.
No, not that day, but it was beautiful, man. Michigan got a lot of
We got
beautiful
2
times.
days
The
off.
music scene, it was epic.
You
People
loved it.
from all over the world up there.
Good for you.
Yep.
Any more in the super chats?
Definitely.
Or chats in general, if you think there's something good in there.
Middle-aged sneaker chick, number one in the crown
what's
today.
going
$5 says.
Hey.
I'm gonna send this to him too. I wonder if Anson still wants to die on that U of M is a cheater heel.
Ooh, we could bring him in.
He's still in the back.
We could ask him.
Oh,
Go ahead, bring him in.
It was a rough day for the Big Ten, because Michigan State and this whole scandal, USC and their idiot. What was USC doing? Like, what was USC like? Why is Lincoln Riley still the coach of USC?
Money.
Because they paid him all that money and now they can't go back.
Well, they didn't just pay him money. I mean, look what they did with the
plane, the jet, the
houses. The word is when he was in Norman,
kick him out and then bring somebody else to live in that same house.
I don't disagree with you, but the word was when he was in Norman, he obviously lived in a house and he was building a new house.
100%.
Okay,
they paid for both those houses.
USC went, paid for the house he was living in, paid for the house he was building, and paid for the house for him in Los Angeles or wherever the suburb of LA is.
Yep, and told him whenever you want this jet, it's yours. And his daughter has been using the hell out of it.
Oh, is that true?
100%.
Jeez, oh baby, man. You know what? Shame on them then. They deserve everything they get. You're going to give that guy that much power, that much money, that much gold. Screw you.
Who inherited the program.
And then didn't do anything with it.
I'm not hating
overrated?
I'm not yes.
Okay.
Way overrated.
Right on.
I'm not hating on an individual inheriting something and taking it and running with. Not at all.
No
There's been some individuals that have done it and made it even better. When you inherit something, you don't make it better, and then you get paid on that merit which you didn't create, and then you start to see the chinks in the armor fast. That tells you that this person wasn't like that.
Dude, nobody is worth that much. Nobody's worth 3 houses and a private jet. If your school,
if you're worth, no,
I'm sorry.
I don't want to cut you off. Go.
If excuse me, if your school that is rich in football tradition, rich in Heisman tradition, needs to do all that to convince somebody to come there, then you shouldn't want that guy in the first place. That's my take on it. I would never, ever give that much to one guy thinking that he was going to turn it around like that. Go ahead.
I'll make it simple. If he's that good, Oklahoma wouldn't let him go. Like, if he's that good, where he's worth that much money, Oklahoma wouldn't let him go.
Not just, well, yeah, but on the other hand, if I'm Oklahoma, you don't want to be here. You need all that. Yeah. You're that high maintenance. We've all dated high maintenance people in our lives, right? Sometimes it gets to be too much. Can't keep up with the Joneses, man. Yeah. You got to go find somebody else. I'm going to find somebody who just makes me happy.
True. I'm more so saying, like, look at the beginning of Alabama. Let's say the beginning of Alabama when Nick Saban gets there, the beginning of that. If somebody would have came and offered him something after the win against Texas, the first national championship, something crazy, Alabama would have said, thank you, no thank you, what do you need? That's more so what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Like, Oklahoma didn't even try to match. They was like, you got him.
They appreciated what he had.
100%.
Yeah, good enough. That's well said. All right, Kool-Aid, anything else?
No more
Keep firing away because there's a lot of fire right now in the chat.
No, I'm seeing some people who are Michigan State has just been kind of the talk of the chat, especially from one of the my most favorite chat names, Hoof-Hearted. He's continued to just say, bro, now they got to vacate all 14 wins over 3 seasons. What a shame.
It's funny as hell, but at the same time, it's not. It's really it's because it's already a school that you were looking at them like, when can Michigan State figure this situation
When
out.
can they
And
take
I
off?
saw nothing in sight. I didn't see this year. I didn't see next year. I don't see 3 years. I see this as a 4 or 5 year project. And now you're on probation.
Yeah.
Like-
Which you can't do, by the way, anymore. You can't have 4 or 5 year projects.
Hell no.
No.
That makes it
Not in this era.
That makes it a
Thank you,
lot less
Cincinnati.
appealing, you know. So I wonder aloud here how it changes anybody who's at the table going, got to fire him, got to bring in somebody new. How it changes their opinion about that. I'll give you an example. I was talking with a Michigan State friend of mine the other day, and I said, you know, they keep bringing up Jason Candle, who I like. Okay, period. I think he's a good coach at Toledo.
Yeah.
But Michigan, I said, you Michigan State fans, here's what you do. Let's go get a mid-major guy and bring him up like you did with Mark D'Antonio. Although, you know, with Cincinnati
You're not
mid-major, it's
catching
pretty
lightning
close.
in the battle
Right.
twice.
Are you going to do that again? So I said, you know what? You want to make a statement? Here's what you do. It's not going to happen, but contact Lane Kiffin. Just to let people know, you know what?
We're trying.
We want to be in the discussion.
We
too.
give a damn.
Right. Lane Kiffin may say, no, thank you. My short list is Ole Miss, LSU, and Florida State when it opens up. I don't know, whatever. Okay? If I'm Michigan State, I'm calling as many guys who I respect, even if they're at big programs, just to let people know I'm a player. I'm willing to get in the discussion. Let me get my feet wet a little bit. Why wouldn't they do that? Of course they should do that. Even if they say no. How much does this hurt them, do you think, if indeed they move on from Jonathan Smith?
I don't know, but I never listened to this show, but I definitely guarantee you when I get in my car to the show, I'll be listening to 97.1 and see what they're lying about. Because they had so much to say about Michigan. You know what I'm talking about. Guarantee you.
Did they?
But here's the Michigan State energy. Because I guarantee you when I turn that dial on, what are he and you know who talking about? You know what? So what? They cheated. They suck. I don't care. That's what Michigan State does. That's going to be the conversation. So what? They suck. We don't care. They do nothing. Meanwhile, it's on the other foot. Bop, 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 bop. I can't
That's
wait
my
to
first
listen.
thought process.
I cannot wait to listen.
My apologies. I'm unfamiliar with that. I listen to a lot of MLB radio, NFL radio, NHL radio, NBA radio, and that's kind of where I go. But if now that you're telling me that, maybe that'd be a good tune-in. Let me ask you something about what we were talking about last night, and it was about what it kind of came at the end of our show yesterday. Can we change the back wall? I don't understand why this is outkick your coverage. I don't think Caleb Williams is really that bad of a
They just
a looking guy.
I keep trying. They don't like you. Like, so it doesn't matter what he looks like. They don't like Caleb Williams.
I don't get it. I don't know who the young lady is. I don't think Caleb Williams looks all that bad right there, but
He paints his fingernails though.
yeah, I wouldn't do that. That doesn't make me want to go ready break
They don't like
with him. But I'm just saying, I don't understand why he's on outkick your coverage there and winning 2 tickets to Detroit against the Knicks. Anyway, so yesterday we have this conversation about Amon-Ra St. Brown and the punch. We have a group chat with all our family members here at Woodward Sports.
Oh, the bias crew.
And there's a lot of people who think I'm completely out of my mind saying that was a punch right there. And I was pretty adamant about saying, as much as I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I think everybody in Detroit does, why? 4th round pick, undersized, beat all the odds, right?
Yeah.
So everybody loves him. I do too. But if you're going to be true to form and believe that people should be punished for throwing haymakers, for throwing punches, and they did it against your team, then you believe that's a violation. What did Braylon say yesterday? If Juju Smith-Schuster does that to Aleem McNeil, you're pissed and you want him kicked out. You want him suspended.
Or J-Mo.
Or even J-Mo. Or you would want him suspended for the next game. So that was my point. I don't know I don't know everybody in the chat, but there's a number of them who said, "Oh, come on, man, give me a break. Let boys be boys." Oh, okay. So we should let the Kansas City Chiefs be boys against the Lions. But of course, they wouldn't take that noise, would they? And then what else do we get? We get people saying, "Well, the Lions have been screwed before." This is my favorite. The Lions have been screwed before, so they owe us one. My response was, "Yeah, that's what referee crew does." The officials get together and say, "Hey, just so you know, if anything happens to Amon-Ra St. Brown or anybody, let's just let it go because remember, they got screwed by a different officiating crew earlier this year. We're going to get judged. We may miss out on a playoff game if we miss something like this, but I just want everyone to know the Lions deserve a little make-me-up." I was waiting for Braylon. I was waiting for Kool-Aid because there was no Pistons game last night. I was waiting for Ryan. He was playing pickleball at Wicked Pickle. Where's the love? Where's the support? Do you not believe what I was saying? Do you think I was in the wrong there? What was going on?
No, you're absolutely in the right, but there's two things. Let me educate you. Like, and this is what it is. I love my guys in the back. I love them. I don't argue with them as it relates to Lions because they're fans.
No, the clip blew up too, by the way. I'm looking at the comments. The clip absolutely blew up.
Like, they're fans. Like, they're fans first, then they're analysts second. You cannot argue with someone that is a fan first and an analyst second.
That's what I put in the chat.
Because
I said fanboys, and then they lost it.
But they are, though. And like, stick all of them. I love them to death, but they're all fanboys. You can't have a real conversation with them sometimes as it relates to trigger points. So having that conversation with them, no thank you. I'm surprised you were even in that chat. I'm surprised you were even in there. But like 100%, at the end of the day, he threw a punch. If they decide to suspend him, he threw a punch. He got caught. He's suspended. If they don't, then kudos. They owed you one.
They were literally saying it wasn't a punch. So I want to make sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing because he described it perfectly yesterday. How many times are people saying to you, you're not seeing what you're seeing?
Yeah, just watch Ken Law's helmet. All you got to do is watch Ken Law's
helmet. That's Payne, Deron Payne.
Excuse me, Deron Payne. All I said. Just watch it. That's a forearm shiver by both. He turned around. Now watch his helmet. Yep. That's all I need to see.
With Amon-Ra St. Brown's hand going through. Right. Unless that's Rocky against Drago and Rocky 3 where they weren't really good. Rocky 4, thank you.
It's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie of all time.
I'm not talking movies or
that's
music
my
with
favorite
you because you know you'll kill me on all that.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
Rocky 4.
But you got to admit, they weren't even close to punching one another.
No.
Okay. So unless that's Drago and Rocky that I'm mistaking them for, Deron Payne got punched in the face.
If you want to now, and here's the thing though. See, I think the conversation can be had differently. Woodward Sports Chat. If you want to say that there was a punch thrown, but because Payne is a big dude and it didn't matter, he didn't hurt him. That's a different conversation. 100%, he didn't hurt him. He still threw a punch.
Okay, but remember, Deron Payne, when he punched Amon-Ra St. Brown, you said that's a 300-pound man punching a guy right in the grill. And he didn't go down. Right? So if that's the case, then why would he get ejected? Because it didn't hurt. It obviously didn't hurt Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, refs always look at stuff different. It's just like when you have Mark Price foul Shaq in the beginning and refs not calling it. They're not calling it because of what it is. Yeah. Meanwhile, if Shaq put a finger on Mark Price, they throw him out of the game in '92.
That is such a good example.
Hey, Shaq, get your big ass out of here, man. You can't be doing that. What did I do? I didn't even do anything. He put his hands on me first. I don't know what you're talking about. What you want to do? Can you give it?
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah. That's a great example. Mark Price and Shaquille O'Neal. Mark Price comes up to his kneecaps. Anything? I'm sorry, Kool-Aid. You were going to say something. What were you going to joke?
No, I was going to say. Look, when I first saw the play, all I saw was a swipe, and if that's what people were like, you know what, that's all Amon-Ra did, I would probably be like, yeah, let him off the hook. But the second one, that's just a full-on punch, bro. This is full-on punch. I get it.
You said people are blowing up in the chat. What were you saying about that? Was it the chat or are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, no, I was saying the clip.
Oh, the clip.
Yeah, the clip
from
of the day.
Show yesterday.
From our show.
Yeah.
That's what they pulled for our clip of the day. Yeah. Most views right now, the likes, but the comments are wild. They're all over the place.
In what sense?
They're not in favor of our commentary about what happened.
Oh, they're not?
They're not in favor. I knew they weren't.
It's a lot of comments, dog.
You can go ahead and explain.
Yeah, can you give us a sample?
Let me see here.
Shep, I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you either yesterday. My bad.
Hey, what were you doing? Pickleballing?
No, I was actually about to hit a PR in weightlifting, so that's why.
What PR and what?
Squatting.
Nice.
120?
I like that.
315.
120. Stop it. He's a lower body guy. Good for you. Good way to do legs, man. I like that. Way to go.
It's the only muscle group in my body that grows.
I like that. What we got?
What do you got there, Kool-Aid? Or do you want us to move on?
No, I got a couple here, man. Right. Don't wanna. He says he gave him a wing and a drumstick. They loved that analogy yesterday. But Bobby says, doesn't Payne push him before this interaction? If you rewind it, doesn't Payne push him first? It's so minor compared to what he took later on in the sequence. Are you sure there wasn't some pushing before this that gave him some justification to defend himself?
But see, that's just the thing. Like, whether you were the first one to do it, whether you're the second person to do it, it's still illegal either way. It's still in the wrong. It still is against the code of conduct. Like whether you were second, third, fourth, fifth, whether somebody mushed you, pushed you down, body slammed you, and you got up, you still are against the code of conduct. Now, in that moment, you still may fight, and that's fine. But just know when you're against the code of conduct, that's what happens. I hope he does not get suspended. Yeah. I'm just simply responding as these are the rules. That was a clear punch. You see the.
They still push back on that. Like Brian, he was like, "Bro, this was just a push to the face mask. It's not a punch."
Okay.
They're still saying that.
I don't know how you can objectively look at that and not say he didn't punch him. I don't know how you can say that. Yeah. We can all be fans and we can all be homers and appreciate what a guy has done. It doesn't mean you have to be blinded by that fandom faith, okay? You have to recognize things and understand if you were on the other side. Again, if Juju Smith-Schuster punched Aleem McNeil, since they were putting the positions together, you would be livid. It's the same group, and I said this in the group chat, it's the same group that were pissed off that Kansas City had no penalties. Yeah. Did you see what Juju Smith-Schuster did to Brian Branch? Of course we did. And he should have been punished for it.
That's Jared Brewski in the chat. One of the comments. He says, if Juju doesn't get ish, we're going to riot if Amon-Ra gets anything.
Yeah. You can do what you want to. At the end of the day, it's against the code of conduct. And if they choose to penalize it, then they're going to penalize it. If they don't, then he dodged the bullet, and we'll see what rock and rolls on Sunday. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, I love this one. Defending Payne while being in Detroit is wild.
Who's defending?
Get the blank out of here. How are we defending Deron Payne?
What name is that? What's his name?
Flannels Budge or something like that.
Flannels Ball.
So you're trying to tell me because we're in Detroit.
But stop, we're not defending him. There's a difference.
I know we're not. Yeah. I know. We're not defending him. We're just making a point that Amon-Ra St. Brown is guilty in this regard. But even if we were, because we're in Detroit, we have to defend everything every Detroit athlete ever does. What a simplistic mindset is. That's stupidity.
No, that username is stupidity. Let me ask you a question, though. Where were you when we had the whole conversation about the Kansas City Chiefs?
Right.
When we went on a tirade.
Yeah.
Even though the play was an illegal play. Went on a tirade about what the refs are doing, about what the Chiefs are allowed them to do. We just went everywhere. Even though that play didn't decide the game. We talked about that play for 2 days.
Yeah.
We legitimately dogged that play. So we're going to call it how we see it. And if you want somebody to be homers and make you feel good about your Lions, go to 97-1. We ain't doing that here.
Look, that's one thing I respect about it. Even when I disagree, I'm sitting here but they being real. That's why I say y'all are the stand-on business boys. Straight up.
I would feel the exact same way if it was against the Lions, okay? I'd feel the exact same way if it were the Cowboys and the Eagles and we were talking about it. I don't think it matters all that much. The bias mindset that people have, and I love the fandom. I love that they support their teams, but the bias mindset and the blinders on because it's our guy, to me, is laughable. We'll take a quick time out when we come back.
Also, last thing is when you watch the play, the reason why you know it's a punch is because speaking of Payne being a big man, he's not moving his face for Amon-Ra's little self compared to him. Talking about little compared to him. Mm-hmm. He's not moving. So the only thing that will get his helmet to move that fast is a fist or an open hand, and that's what Amon-Ra St. Brown gave him, whether it was a fist or an open hand. He gave him something to turn that helmet that fast because, trust me, Payne's not looking at him, he's throwing a punch. I got to dodge the punch. He would have ate that and been ready for the war. So
yeah, good point. Hey, so the Lions get the Eagles next. You saw where Jair Alexander has decided to go away from the team,
Makes
by the
sense.
way. It does make sense?
Yeah, I saw that. Where's that water?
Oh, Easy. Easy just chimed in, too. Easy, actually, because
Easy's honest.
This is different than what he was saying last night. And so he says it's not the same as the Juju situation. He does think Amon-Ra might get fined.
Okay. And you know what, Easy? Well, I always appreciate you being honest.
I do too. I apologize. I don't have his number. I don't know if he was part of the group chat or not. That's fine. I'm asking if you think he should be. No kidding. We think he's going to get fined. He may even miss the game. I don't know. But the point was that most people didn't think it was a punch. And that, to me, is ridiculous. And
Shep, I don't know. You got to take the win when you can get it. Him coming back today and saying that was a win.
I want a clean sweep.
That's a win for you.
I want a clean sweep.
I appreciate it. Jair Alexander.
Yes, Jair Alexander.
Last year when he was playing for the Green Bay Packers, there was a game. I can't remember exactly what the game was. He wasn't even a captain in this game. He proceeds to come to the coin toss and in the coin toss calls calls tails, and it wasn't. It was the opposite. And then that was the beginning. First time I saw it, I said, I've never in the history of the NFL, I have never seen a player who was not a captain, who was not an honorable captain for that game, come to the coin toss and proceed to call heads or tails. That's not someone that's fully there. Like, so when I saw that moment, and then you see Green Bay move off of him, keep in mind he was an all-pro 2 years ago. You see Green Bay move off of him. You see him go to one. Then they move off of him.
Yeah.
And now this
Baltimore, you're saying?
Yeah. Baltimore.
Yep.
They move off of him.
Right.
And now the Eagles, who could use him if they wanted, that's what they always do. And now he's saying, I want to step away. That moment at that coin toss, I said something more is going on here.
You think something's arising.
Something more is going on. Just like Vontae Davis, like in halftime of a game, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Like in halftime of a game saying, nah, this is it.
Great cornerback, by the way.
100%. Like Illinois, shout out to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you know that something else is going on, there's something more here. Him doing that, something was alarming about that. And now here we are, 2 teams later, and he's considering retirement.
Yeah, I always think of Titus Young during that
Pray for him,
situation.
I'll tell you that.
Because Titus Young, everybody knew there was something wrong there.
A lot of concussions in the head.
Yeah, a lot of concussions, and the way he acted made people uncomfortable within the building in Allen Park. That is the second player, though, that Philadelphia has lost middle of the season who says, I just don't want to play anymore. I don't want to read too much into it, but Zadarius Smith left. Now Jair Alexander. Now they got Brandon Graham out of retirement.
Yeah.
Shout out to Detroit. But it's odd that I don't know if I've ever seen that. 2 guys who in the middle of the season just say, you know what, I don't want to play anymore.
Jair, maybe not so necessarily so odd based on what we saw in those. I think Hassan Reddick was a little bit odd considering 2 years ago he was up for the max.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 years ago you were legitimately talking about him being a $30 million defensive end or a rush in or outside linebacker. So to go from that to this, now that one I would want to do some homework on.
Found it very interesting.
Yeah.
Either way. The quarterback's position in the National Football League, we've never thought is super deep. It might be the weakest it's been in a long time. Maybe I'm wrong there. We'll talk about it when we come back from Jack's Car Wash and Les Stanford. Les Stanford has got some unbelievable deals for you right now. They've got some inventory that you're going to want to peruse, and because you know you're going to be able to find something that suits your needs and your budget. Take a look at it right here, the 2026 Hummer EV for as low as $699 a month plus tax. How about the 2026 Silverado Crew Cab LT? It's only $159 a month plus tax. Or right there in the middle, that's the Optic. That's a Cadillac, a 2025 version, a Sport, $449 a month plus tax. Right there at Les Stanford Buick GMC. They've got everything you could possibly want on their showroom floor and in their lot. Just go to lesstanford.com and check it out yourself.
Woodward Sports and Jack's Car Wash are partnered up to hook you up with a free car wash. Text WSN to 888-522-1729 and enjoy top-tier service and Valkyrie compressed air matte cleaning rooms at all the locations. Join the Unlimited Club to take advantage of all the perks that comes with being a member at Jack's Car Wash. You can do that anywhere, all 40 locations, all except the Unlimited plan. Like, this is the place to go. My car is right there right now, getting ready for a beautiful Wednesday, and you can too. Go to www.jackscarwash.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsAndSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions! It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Attention sports fans, don't miss expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Catch him on Big D Energy every Tuesday, as well as the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep on Thursdays, where he offers and shares top-tier advice on and how to keep athletes in peak condition. Trust the guy I trust, and that's Dr. Jeff Pierce. Here's how you help to stay in the game, perform at your best. Learn more at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com. Or you can just simply call at 248-426-9944.
You guys remember earlier we were talking about Motown, we were talking about Detroit music. How about Detroit-style pizza? It's another thing we're known for, and rightfully so. So Buddy's Pizza is the best there is. It's as simple as that. And it's the holiday season. So give the gift of free pizza with Buddy's. Receive a free 4-square, 1-topping pizza voucher with every $50 gift certificate purchase now through the end of 2025. What a great deal, huh? Also, host your holiday event. I know a lot of you out there hosting. Buddy's can help you cater it or reserve an event. They've got dine-in. They've got all-you-can-eat party packages starting at $15 a person. Or you can cater an event with the original Detroit-style pizza and save 20% off your order of $200 or more by using the promo code HOLIDAY20 for all that menu items and anything else you might need to know about Buddy's. Go to buddyspizza.com/catering today.
Ask you, Jared, #1 in the league in completion percentage, I think he's second in touchdowns, second in passer rating. Is he playing some of the best football that you've seen since you've been with him? And if so, why do you think that is?
I just feel like he's gotten better every year. That's me. I mean, so yeah, I guess to answer that question, yes, I do. I think he's settled into his own to where he just continues to take it another notch and just continues to get better, process information. The game slows down for him. He's playing at a high level.
Love that from Dan Campbell. Thanks to DetroitLions.com for giving us the sound there. What statistics are most important for you when it comes to quarterbacks in the National Football League?
Completion percentage and winning.
Okay, so there's a couple of checks there for Jared Goff. He leads the league in completion percentage at 74. Can I add?
When are you winning though?
when are you winning?
When are you winning? Are you winning the games? Are you winning on the road? Are you winning in games where it's like you versus another really good team, you versus a quarterback? Are you doing the things that you need to be doing? Like, is it your situation where you're helping the team win, or is it like you're just going along for the ride?
I get it. Yeah, fair enough. I will also look at quarterback touchdown to interception ratio. I think that's pretty important. People can look at rating all the time. I don't think they really know what goes into rating. A lot of people don't. The reason I bring this up is I would love to know what your thoughts are on the state of quarterbacking in the National Football League right now. I don't think it's very high. And here's the reason I say this. I think the Colts are really good. I think Daniel Jones, I'm really happy for him. I don't know if people are ready to buy in yet. Justin Herbert, show me something in the postseason, right, instead of the regular season. Drake May's having an MVP-like season, and he's been really good. We're really impressed. But again, it's his second year, and it's his first full year as a starter. Matthew Stafford's 37. He's having an MVP-like season. He's been unbelievable. 25 touchdowns, just a couple of picks. Really happy for him. There are a few, obviously Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen comes to mind, but Josh Allen crapped the bed last week. People don't believe in Sam Darnold. You said, who are you beating? Yeah. Jared Goff. I don't think there's the bullpen, the depth at the quarterback position like there used to be, because so many of them have questions.
Yeah, and it won't be, because all these quarterbacks are coming out of college the same way. They're going to all these camps at 10, 11, 12 years old, and they're learning how to drop back and do the things and the sexy arm and all the cute stuff, and they're going to these colleges and they're allowed to do that BS. Like, they're allowed to be on these teams. They're getting on these teams where they can have a lot of success, but they're really not learning the game. They're really not learning how to read coverages. They got them in, they have them in the shotgun. They don't have to read coverages. Everything is RPO. Everything is, if this isn't your first read, run the ball. Or like, they're not learning how to play the game. They're not diving into, this is what the coverage is. What do you do if it rolls to cover 2? What do you want to do in this situation? All right, we need you to take. They're not doing the things that the quarterbacks that came before them were doing. And you notice it's getting progressively worse. Like, all these quarterbacks are going to the same camps. They're doing the exact same things. Like, legitimately, they're not learning different rhythm. They're not playing other sports. Like, they're not learning the things that really comes with 4 years in college. The things that you learn from a good coach, the things that you can learn about adversity, the things you learn in those big games, in those moments. It's such a bleep show in college football right now that these are the quarterbacks that are coming out. That's how you get a draft class like 2020 with Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance got drafted 2nd overall in that draft class. I know. Somebody in San Francisco said, I am more impressed with the potential of the athletic ability of Trey Lance versus what I watched of Mac Jones at Alabama. And look, I was one of those guys who was like, look, Alabama quarterbacks don't do anything because they got all these weapons, 100%. Whether it's him, A.J. McCarron, I can go down the list. Maybe there was a little bit something more to Mac Jones. Maybe I missed on that one. San Francisco 49ers definitely missed on that one. That's what you're not.
A lot of teams did. So
true, but to that point, like, that's where we're getting. You're getting a lot of, let me draft this off this potential versus let me draft this guy because when I put him on the board, he could lead my team. He knew what he was doing. He knew where he was going, and I've seen him fail. Like, part of being great in anything in life or good, you got to fail. Like, you got to fail.
Agree,
you got to fail, and you got to see what comes next.
Yeah.
Like, these guys, man, they're not having to fail.
Or if they do fail, they move.
They move on.
They go from one team to another.
Yeah, Ryan.
Right?
I got a question for you, Braylon, because I've thought about this for a while, and I kind of think that, even in basketball, I think AAU is kind of ruining the game of basketball. Do you think personally that the amount of 7-on-7s and the amount of, like, social media type of, like, camps, all that stuff, you kind of touched on it, but do you specifically think 7-on-7s are kind of ruining the development of quarterbacks?
I just think playing one sport 365 has ruined a lot of athletes.
Me too.
Like, you're legitimately just dialing into football, throwing mechanics. You have quarterbacks throw the ball 365 days a year. Like, they're throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing. You only have so many throws as a quarterback. You only have so many curveballs as a pitcher. And they're not tapping out of it. Sometimes you got to put a sport on the shelf. Right. Like, I legitimately played all the sports. I played baseball in the spring. I played football. I ran track year long. I played basketball in the winter. I dabbled in soccer, played a little bit of lacrosse at UAD. Like, I would play all the sports, do all the things. And then when it was time to get back to football, I knew what my number one love was. Like, I knew what I was spending the majority of my time was, but I was able to get all those other, experiences, all the other athleticism, all those other.
Yeah, I don't think it's the kids' fault. I think it's the parents and the coaches' fault.
But I didn't say it was their fault.
I know you did.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just adding to it.
Okay.
I think the kids, you should expose them to as many sports as possible and let them gravitate to what they love, like you did, like I did.
Fair.
And I don't want to sound like old guy, but you've got a lot of coaches today who are like, you know what? I'm sorry, man. You got to make a choice.
Yeah.
You get a lot of parents who think they're going to be the next Braylon Edwards, and their kid really isn't that.
Because they're going to people that tell them we can get you and do this, and them guys don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's right.
So they're paying all this.
Yeah.
They're paying all this money
Yeah.
to have these guys coaching that have no knowledge.
Yeah.
That have been on YouTube. Like, man, how do I coach a wide receiver? Okay, here's a drill.
Yeah.
Here's a drill.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
Honey, we got to buy some cones.
Cool. Let me charge this guy $150 an hour to work with your receiver on wide receiver skills. Guess what? That kid probably not even going to college.
That's right. Yeah, because it's really hard.
Yeah.
I remember when the Lions drafted Chuck Long, they had him throwing first and second team reps constantly. Chuck Long was a really good quarterback at Iowa, finished second to Bo Jackson in the Heisman Trophy candidacy, and they just threw his arm out, right?
Yeah.
I remember listening to Mickey Lolich one time. I did an interview with him, and he said, look, when the summer was over, when baseball season was over, we hung up the gloves. We moved on. We didn't throw in the offseason. That's all these kids do when they're throwing their arms out, right? All this stuff. So I agree 100% with you in that regard. That's why last year, when people were talking about which quarterback are you taking, you see all these mock drafts, and we'll eventually get into that down the road. I think it's a joke when they're bringing in certain of these quarterbacks. They're just drafting them because they need a quarterback. And if you misfire on them, you're in trouble. Who's the quarterback in college football today that you really, really need, or that you really want, or that you've been impressed with? I read an article this morning that the number one prospect is now Joe Fagnano.
Who?
Do you know who that is? Anybody?
Right.
He's the UConn quarterback.
Oh, shout out to Dan Orlowski.
Yeah. He's the UConn quarterback who's thrown for 2,800 yards and 25 touchdowns, hasn't thrown a pick.
So basically, that's what happens each year is whichever quarterback gets to the most touchdowns with the least amount of picks, he's going to be number one and move up that board. Also, these college coaches, they don't know how to coach.
Right.
They don't know how to coach in college anymore.
Yeah.
They're managers. Right. And the least you could do is hire somebody that does.
Thank you.
Like the only position, there's two positions, and I hate this at the same school, and that school that I'm rivals with, but I know that those guys can coach. The defensive line coach at Ohio State has been doing it for years. He is vetted. He knows what the F he's doing. That's Larry Johnson Sr. Brian Hartline, he can coach the hell out of some wideouts.
Yep.
He has a track record to prove it.
Yep.
And
there's no doubt about that.
That's what it is. It's actually coaching and cultivating. They're not cultivating. They're not trying to get players better year by year by year, 3-4 years. It's like, what can you do for me now? We paid you $500,000 to come to this school, so come here and do something. Huh? I'm 18.
Yeah.
Like, I have the talent, but you still have to coach me. You still have to get me there. No, we're paying you $1 million. Come here and be great. Right. Bryce Young, we're paying you $3.5 million. Go throw some touchdowns.
Yeah.
And give me some receivers.
And see Bryce Underwood or Bryce Young? Which
Bryce
one?
Underwood.
Yeah.
Young.
That's why with you, when you've kind of dabbled in that role as a wide receiver coach, maybe that would hit home a little bit more. I don't know. And you see some of those little nuances. But it was interesting. When I was reading this article, I'm reading about the UConn quarterback, and then the second name I see is, of course, out of Ohio State, Julian Sand. Like, really? Okay.
He's a good college quarterback for this era right now. That's what I have for him.
Okay. And then the next name, Ty Simpson. Like, okay. It's not that I don't enjoy watching these guys play, although I've never seen UConn play this year. I'm just thinking, that's a first-round pick? Really? Are you sure about that? I don't know, man.
The thing that they don't get is, Sean, sure. If you want to say Julian Sand, fine. Here's my thing. He's got 2 wide receivers that are both going first round. One of them is probably the best player in the country, unless you're talking about the guy on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to do much, and you got 2 running backs in the backfield. This has been the makeup of Ohio State for the last 10 years. That's why only one quarterback, and even he fell backwards, which was Stroud. Yes, C.J. Stroud. He was the one that kind of ascended. He was the one that said, okay, you know what? Maybe this guy can't figure it out. When you're dropping back.
Great rookie season, but then it's fallen off the last couple of years.
When you're dropping back and your wide receivers are Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Garrett Wilson, they were all on the same team.
Right.
And, oh, by the way, in the backfield is Travion Henderson, and I can't think of the other running back that they had. this is what you're playing with.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do that, but when you become a first-round quarterback, guess where you're going? Probably going to a team that's not good. You're not going to have
no, but they will have at least one wide receiver who's pretty good.
Yeah,
you
one.
would think.
But in college, you had 2 running backs and 4 wideouts.
Yeah, no doubt. When the Lions get ready to play the Philadelphia Eagles, you know what the conversation usually surrounds Philadelphia is. Besides throwing snowballs at Santa Claus, which is overrated, by the way,
the tushy-pushy
is the tush-push. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say when asked about that play that Philadelphia has helped make famous earlier this week.
Well, here's why. I'm a purist, man. You take something else out of the game, then we're taking the next thing out of the game. Then you're taking another thing out of the game. Then pretty soon we don't have pads anymore. And then pretty soon you're only playing 30 minutes. And then pretty soon it's, so that's why I don't want to take it out of the game. There's it's something, a team's got a niche. They found something, they're good at it, and it's for everybody else to stop. And it's unique, and it's physical. And I just, more than anything, I just don't want to take anything else out of the game. I just want to leave the game alone.
Have you thought of,
We love that. Agree 100% with it. I know people don't like the play. I think it is a football play. I think you need to stop it. Minnesota stopped it against Philadelphia earlier this year. What are your thoughts on the tush push?
Only losers want to take the tush push out. Now, hear me out on that. Only losers. Guess who submitted the tush push? It was a team that lost opening night last year to the Eagles. Then they had to play them in the playoffs, and they got waxed in the playoffs by them. Can you guess who this team is? Because they're in your division. It's the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
They were the ones that presented and said, no, we got to get out of here. Why? Because you got waxed twice, knocked you out of playoffs. I don't like it for that reason. What I don't like about the tush push this particular season, I think it started last year, once Jason Kelsey got away from the tush push, started to get guys off sides. They started to let some things go.
Illegal motion. Yeah.
Illegal motions. I don't like that aspect of it. If you're going to call it like you did before. Jason Kelsey may have been the catalyst to keep it on rail. If you can't get on rail, you guys got to start penalizing them for it so that naturally they stop running the play. Because like you said, Minnesota stopped it. If you guys call it the way you see it and stop ignoring when hands move forward, when guys start to roll before you snap the ball, then I hate it, and you have to take it out because you're not calling it the right way. But before that, it was a great play. You couldn't stop it, and I appreciate Dan Campbell for being one of the guys that did not vote to move the play out, and now he's talking out about it.
Why do you think more teams don't run it? By the way, just so people are aware, it really comes – Nick Sirianni had this in Indianapolis. Right. It was a really good mic'd-up clip by a former Minnesota linebacker – Anthony Barr, who I really liked at UCLA, by the way. And he said it, I think it was about 7 years ago. I saw this from NFL Films. About 7 years ago, he said, you know what's going to happen? He was talking to a teammate on the bench. You know what's going to happen? He said, well, they're just going to put a big guy behind the quarterback and just shove him. He didn't call it a push or a tush push. He just said, they're going to get right behind him and shove him. Well, what happens? Nick Sirianni does that when he's I think he was the OC or maybe he's the quarterback's coach or whatever, running game coordinator in Indianapolis, and used it. He actually put in Jacoby Brissett for Phillip Rivers to do the play. They had a tight end, shove him forward, and when he got the head coaching job at Philly, then it's evolved into what it is now.
The reason why it's different now and the reason why it works for them is because Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback that has ever squatted 700 pounds. And he showed you at Oklahoma. He showed you at Bama. He shows you all the time at Philly. I wish he would stop, protect your knees and your back. But Jalen Hurts is a different type of quarterback. When you're squatting 600, when you're squatting 650, when you put in that tush push, it's not just the guys behind you pushing. You yourself have strong-ass legs.
Yes, yeah.
So it's much different when he does a tush push versus insert quarterback here.
See, I think you're dead on. Yeah. I think it's a football play. I am in favor of keeping it, but it has to be officiated appropriately.
Facts.
We saw it Monday night, Philadelphia and Green Bay. Philadelphia ran it. Their left guard was moving at least a full head.
Twice, yeah.
Okay? Green Bay did that. Their left or right guard, flag. So it has to be officiated much clearer than the way it is right now.
I will tell you this, Detroit Lions, pay attention. I'm talking to you. Pay attention. There is a variation that is coming off of that tush push, and I never said it out loud. I think a lot of people probably may have thought it too. I'm not special. But you see the variation last when they playing on, was it Monday night?
Yeah, against Green Bay,
You saw what they did. He didn't go straight.
He didn't.
He
right?
moved out to the left, and legitimately there was one guy there. If that one guy hadn't have tripped him, that would have been a touchdown. So you know what's coming off that. The fake, tush, push, pass.
Yeah.
Detroit, be ready for it. Stay home this Sunday night.
So
because
good.
that is coming.
So good. Well, do you think that is a read by the quarterback at all and which way he goes, like any quarterback sneak would be? Or do you think it's move forward, let's move the land, we'll get the first down and move on?
No, it's not enough time to think that way. I think whatever your dominant leg is the opposite way you're going because you're using that as a push.
Okay.
So if he's right leg dominant, he's going to the left so that he can just plant that right leg and shoot off that left side. See, I'm left leg dominant, so I would go to the right.
Okay.
I think that's his plant leg. So your plant leg is the way you're going on a play like that.
Good. Okay. Quick timeout. When we come back, the mailbag and a whole lot more. But first, Black Rock has got great food, and I don't use that word lightly. When I say great, I mean great. They came in, they brought steak, they bought shrimp, they brought in chicken. Yeah, Braylon was gone.
I set you up.
I know you did. You set us up, and believe me, I'm forever in debt. Please tell people about how good this stuff is and what they can do to get it.
First and foremost, did you get your free appetizer yesterday? Did you get your free appetizer the day before that? Because the Detroit Lions, they got that win, and when the Lions win, you get free appetizers at Black Rock Bar and Grill, the place that will always sizzle, and they sizzle above the rest. Limited time, steak and lobster, $19.99, and then sizzle it to perfection. The deal won't last long. I like that sizzle right there, the sound effects. Also, too, don't forget about Braylon's beef, man. Feast like a beast, 20 ounces. Or $20, 20 ounces as well. New York strip steak. It's a steak for you, man. 755 degrees. That's what they cook that volcanic rock for you. They do it right. So come to Black Rock.
And come to Lady Jean's if you want to look good. Before you go to Black Rock and you have a nice meal and you want to take that special person to dinner, make sure you're looking good. Lady Jane's makes it simple. Lady Jane's makes it uncomplicated. Lady Jane's makes it in and out, valuing your time, giving you the best look you can possibly get. It's Lady Jane's Haircut for Men. You will look handsome. You will look clean. You'll have a great experience because that's exactly what this place is. It is super clean. Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. They welcome you, as do we, in the chat here on the Braylon Edwards Show. It's wicked awesome.
In your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Looking Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it, right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions! It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions. Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
If you're looking for the ultimate pickleball experience, you got to check out Wicked Pickle. With 10 climate-controlled courts, a chill lounge with cold drinks, it is Metro Detroit's hottest indoor pickleball spot. You see that QR code? Go on ahead and check us out. You got to scan it now. Why? For this information right here. Mark your calendars for the Woodward Sports Pickleball Open on Friday, January 9th. All right, you got to come and watch some of your favorite Woodward Sports personalities go head-to-head against each other and other pickleball pros. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm sure you guys are going to want to watch, so don't miss it. The Woodward Heavyweights will be broadcasting live from Wicked Pickle from 5 to 7 p.m.
The heavyweights, are they playing pickleball?
You know what? We need to get them out there on one of these courts.
Will you do me one favor? I mean, you do a really good job taking videos. Can you take a video of that?
I will.
That'd be fantastic.
I will. One in on the action. Register today at pickleballtournaments.com for a chance to compete and maybe even take down your favorite Woodward Sports personality.
And I'm going to need the massage chair house after tonight because I'm going to play some pickup basketball here tonight. And I need to upgrade my relaxation game and my recovery game. I'm going to head over to massage chair house.
Man, we got to hurry.
My bad, Kool-Aid. Pistons play tonight, don't they?
Dang it.
It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, and the creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan that QR code. Massage Chair House for tickets, ultimate recovery, and relaxation.
And we back.
All right, let's get to the mailbag quickly because a lot of people have questions, and I know we've got a number of them. Smash that like button, please. Tomorrow we're going to bring into the quality of wins and the quality of losses that allows Braylon to determine his top teams in the National Football League.
You were talking about that QB stuff, man. You never been more spot on. There was somebody put this out, and I don't want to talk about who it is, whatever, but they did. It's not me. Who is the quarterbacks 25 or younger? Who would you give a max contract to? This goes to the conversation you were talking about the quarterback position being less and less each year. 25 and younger, who the hell are you giving the max contract to? Obviously, there's one name that comes up, and he's an MVP candidate right now. That would be Drake May. Outside of Drake May, are you giving J.J. McCarthy? And if you have to give one, are you giving J.J.? Are you giving Caleb Williams?
You're talking about 9.
Cam Ward, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels, potentially if the arm works, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
2 of those guys have already gotten extension.
Yeah.
There's 2 quarterbacks on that list that I would entertain. One I'd pay.
I would entertain Jaden Daniels,
Yep.
and I wouldn't do it right now, but I would entertain C.J. Stroud. I'm just talking about thinking
That's
about
fair,
it.
yeah.
All right. Smash that like button. We're going to talk about that more tomorrow. It's going to be a really good discussion. Let's get to those mailbags because they want to hear from Braylon. Go ahead.
Yeah. Here's a couple of them for Bray. D.S. Mercer asks, Braylon, what is your 40? Is it still under 4.7?
Yes. Currently, the 40 is still under 4.7. I'm in the gym every day, so, I get a sense of what I can do and what I cannot do. Under 4.7, 100%.
Do you run on the treadmill or you run outside?
Outside, and when it's summer and spring, I run on the hills, to get in. In the wintertime, I just on the bike and swimming.
Okay,
bike and swimming. Yeah,
Man,
I'm still on the
hills
4.7.
Swimming is such a great exercise.
The buoyancy, man.
Yeah,
First of all, I love that word, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Here's another one from D.S. Mercer. Yes, Braylon started with number 80 and then got number 1. Shouldn't this be for the rule for everyone going to U of M out of high school? Same with number 2 for defense. He thinks people should earn the number 1 and the number 2.
I love him for that. I've always agreed with that. I've always agreed with that. I was the first one that it happened to, but it was a ride. I think it made me more appreciative to wear a number that is one of the most coveted numbers in college football. For a while, it was. You look at that. You look at 55 at USC. You look at 60 for Oklahoma. These were the numbers or Texas, that you think about. These are the numbers. It's more than just giving a kid the number because it's a bargaining chip. And at least if you're going to use it as a bargaining chip, at least. Never mind. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Michael Wary actually got his mailbag question in first. I want to make sure we read this before we close up. He says, do you all think that Dan should continue to call the offensive plays the rest of the season? Because he did mention, hey, you know what? Maybe there's a chance we give the duties back later.
Hell no. Give him back for what? The only thing I would ask that the rest of the staff, now that he's going to be calling the plays, make sure, just like the challenge on the Cleveland Raymond catch situation, make sure he's abreast in all the things that are going on. It's tough for a coach to jump into a coordinator situation during the season because he's in head coach mind. He's like, I got to go over here. I have to dial in here. I got to be listening over here. I got to do all those things. Jumping into this, he's going to be paying so much attention to the offense. He's going to need people to be in his ear and help him out. Don't relinquish this play calling duty. He gets it. I think Dan Campbell is not just this meathead that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
He is very smart between the X's and O's, and I only reserve brilliant and genius for Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, but he is very sharp when it comes to these X's and O's.
Alex Anzalone said that really well on the Jim Rome show yesterday. All I would caution people is, what if they look out of sync against Philly? What if something happens? Then what are we saying? Dan Campbell should be calling the plays against Philadelphia. Period. Okay? I think he should call the plays until he feels that maybe if he's
John
Morton understands things a little bit better. He said it. I mean, Dan Campbell said it this week. He said, look, there was a point in time where I took it away from Ben Johnson, and then we gave it back to Ben Johnson. Okay? So I think that's a possibility, but I sure wouldn't do it this week. I just try not to get too much in a moment where, okay, Dan Campbell has fixed everything, and he's going to play him for the rest of the year. If they stumble at all, you're right. They're probably screwed, but I'd love to know just how much input John Morton has to the offense. I think they're all helping Dan Campbell. They're all working together. You know that. You explained it to us very, very well the other day. But for sure, against Philadelphia, he's got to call the plays. Looking forward to the football discussion tomorrow. Looking forward to the Smoothie King, Braylon Edwards, High School Player of the Week as well. And why is Thursday the best day? Everybody, in unison.
Braylon's
Breakdown. We'll have it for you tomorrow on Braylon's show here on Woodward Sports. Enjoy the heavyweights a little bit later on today. Thanks for watching.
Go Pistons.
Hey, shout out.
Hey.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it, right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.